Today on the Griffin News, the SEPTA strike enters day 3. Thousands of commuters are struggling to travel.
And Election Day is only 5 days away. We track the candidates as they rally in Pennsylvania.
Plus, some major changes with bathrooms at Chestnut Hill. Find out what's new about these restrooms.
With that and more,
The Griffin News starts now. Hello and welcome to the Griffin News. I'm Christopher Civil.
And I'm Jada Zabala. The presidential election is only 5 days away, and the nominees are making last-minute stops in Pennsylvania.
Some major changes to these restrooms. They are no longer meant for just men or women.
But on the Griffin News, we start with the latest on the SEPTA strike. SEPTA workers walked off the job 3 days ago.
Thousands of commuters are scrambling to find new ways to get around. We have team coverage today. The Griffin News' very own Karina Melendez and Jordy Clark are standing by. We'll begin with Karina Melendez with an update. Karina.
Thanks, guys. As you can see, SEPTA stops like these are completely empty. It's been 3 days since 5,000 SEPTA workers went off the job, and commuters are still looking for new ways to get from point A to point B.
It's horrible.
It's ridiculous. I wish they'd come to an agreement quick.
The big issue for me is traffic.
Those are the opinions many commuters have as day 3 of the SEPTA strike continues. Negotiations have stalled after SEPTA and the Transport Workers Union Local 234 both released statements, blaming the other for a lack of progress. After 2 days, it is clear that the TWU Local 234 strike is causing severe hardship for the residents throughout the city of Philadelphia and the region. On several occasions this week, SEPTA negotiators believe progress toward a deal had been made. However, at each of those seemingly positive turns, TWU Local 234 has brought a halt to all negotiations. The union responded with this. SEPTA's bargaining team and high-priced outside lawyers stonewalled contract talks for months prior to the strike. When the strike was called, they didn't utter a word for the first 16 hours. The two sides are discussing issues like pensions, health insurance, and breaks in between shifts to combat worker fatigue. Commuters are still moving, even though most SEPTA services are not.
I have to walk to 69th Street train. I live all the way up 58th Street, so I have to walk to 69th Street every morning. And I have to walk back from work,
But daily commuters say that they are now combating a bigger issue, more traffic on the roads.
It has also delayed my own job situation due to all the traffic that's going on.
Right now, SEPTA's regional rail service is the only form of public transportation available in the city, and commuters can still expect some traffic there too. SEPTA and union workers are still currently trying to negotiate a fair contract. Reporting for Griffin News, this is Karina Melendez. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Karina. Now we'll send it over to Jordy Clark with a closer look at what is available for commuters. Jordy?
Thanks, Jada. Well, Karina is right. SEPTA's regional rail service is the only service running in and out of the city, and you can and will experience overcrowding on these trains. Expect travel delays. SEPTA is trying to combat crowding, especially with center city stations like Temple, Jefferson, Suburban, 30th Street, and University City. SEPTA announced Monday to avoid overcrowding, passengers during the evening hours will be asked to wait in line at the concourse level at these stations, rather than on the platforms. All prepaid fares will be collected before boarding the train. You have to purchase a ticket or a pass from a station sales window before getting on a train. There are also some additional AM train services available during weekdays. Specifically in our area, Chestnut Hill East and West lines both have additional trains available in the early hours of the morning. Again, the regional rail service is the only service available to travel to and from the city. There are other services running. The Norristown High-Speed Line, Suburban Bus, Trolley Routes 101 and 102 are still available. Lucy Routes 310, Routes 204, 205, Cornwalls Heights Parking Shuttle, and CCT Connect are also running. Now what's not running? City bus routes, the Market Frankford line, Broad Street and Broad Ridge Spur lines, not available. Trolley routes 10, 11, 13, 15, 34, and 36 are all suspended. And if you're traveling by car, expect additional traffic on the road. Jada, more cars on the road will cause heavy traffic in the morning and evening commutes. That's the latest on the SEPTA services. Back to you on the desk.
Thanks, Jordy. It is not fun out there if you are a commuter. Many officials and commuters fear the SEPTA strike could disrupt Election Day. With only the regional rail service available in and out of the city, many top officials fear residents won't get out to vote. One resident pleaded to the city council members just before the strike.
On November the 8th, something very important is happening in this country. We all know that Philadelphia is a very important component and will have a lot of effect on this election. This can have an impact, and we need every vote.
Commuters and residents are calling on SEPTA and the Transport Workers Union to agree on a contract before Tuesday. Pennsylvania is a battleground state, and it could have a critical impact on the election.
With that said, Election Day is only 5 days away. We begin our election coverage with a look at the Clinton campaign. They are hosting last-minute rallies in Philadelphia. Yesterday, the Democratic campaign announced Hillary Clinton will join Katy Perry on stage Saturday night. Clinton and Perry are set to host a free concert at the Mann Center for the Performing Arts. Perry endorsed Clinton last October. The Clinton campaign also announced in the statement a final rally is set for Monday. President Obama, Michelle Obama, President Bill Clinton, and Chelsea Clinton are joining the stage with Hillary. The statement did not say an exact location for the event. The Trump campaign is also in the Keystone State. Melania Trump, the wife of Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, made a rare appearance in Berwyn earlier today. She outlined her vision for her role as First Lady if Donald Trump is elected. Her focus, ending social media bullying. Trump says children are fragile and bullying on the internet needs to stop.
It is never okay when a 12-year-old girl or boy is mocked, bullied, or attacked. We must find better ways to honor and support the basic goodness of our children, especially in social media.
Standing by with us today, we have Kyrie Moses. Now, Kyrie, this may be the last time that these campaigns have to win voters over. What are the polls currently showing?
Yeah, Chris, poll numbers are showing this election could be one of the closest yet. The latest polls show Democrat Hillary Clinton leading over Republican Donald Trump by 1.7 points. Hillary is polling at 47%, and Trump is polling at 45.3%. But polls only mean so much. If we flash back to the primaries, Hillary was polling ahead of Bernie Sanders to win Michigan. Bernie then pulled off a major upset. Now let's take a look at how the states match up for Election Day. There are 8 states that could play a major impact come Tuesday: North Carolina, Minnesota, and New Hampshire. These are all states Trump is currently leading in the polls. Clinton leads in Virginia, Colorado, and Ohio. Florida and Pennsylvania could be tipping point states for either candidate. In Florida, Trump is leading 46% to 45.6%. That's a very slim 0.4 points. Florida has played a key role in several past elections, so this is something to watch out for come election night. In Pennsylvania, the two candidates are separated by 5.2 points. Hillary leads Trump 47.6% to 42.4%, but models declaring Trump the winner in Florida have also showed him claiming Pennsylvania. This race is looking very tight. I expect results late Tuesday night. For the Griffin News, I'm Kyrie Moses. Back to you on the desk.
Transgender rights are just one hot topic of the election, and that's one reason why Chestnut Hill College installed 2 gender-inclusive restrooms. The new bathrooms come after the national dialogue and civil rights issues that have been facing the LGBTQ community. The restrooms are located on the 4th floor of St. Joe's Hall and in the Fournier building. Anyone can use them. Krista Murphy, the Dean of Student Life, says the move provides a comfortable atmosphere for all students.
It really grows from our mission, and that's a mission to be inclusive of all people. And wanting people to feel comfortable and having a place, a bathroom that feels welcoming to them.
Chestnut Hill is considering installing more gender-inclusive restrooms in the future. Students are using grilled cheese sandwiches to help fight world hunger. These students are part of the Feel Good movement. Feel Good is a youth-led club in colleges nationwide. They help raise money and support to end extreme hunger and poverty, all through grilled cheese delis. The mission is to end extreme poverty by 2030. It all starts with teaching the younger generations to take action and help others. The club at Chestnut Hill is looking for members to join their team. Interested students can contact Club President Sarah Ganassa at ganassas@chc.edu for more information. And now standing by with us is Taylor Starner with a weather update. It was pretty cloudy today. Can we expect more of that weather? Taylor?
Well, at least tonight we will. It wasn't that bad for November. We managed to make it all the way up to 72 degrees this afternoon. As we take a look at our current radar, we do have a cold front approaching the area, so don't expect your Friday to be as warm as today was. However, this cold front should come through mostly dry. Let's take a closer look at the radar in action again, mostly dry tonight as we approach midnight. Small pockets of moisture throughout the state. It'll be very humid tonight. Temperatures are dropping fairly low. We'll get all the way down to 47 degrees. It'll be partly cloudy throughout the evening hours, and there will be very small wind gusts of about 5 miles per hour. Stay tuned later in the broadcast, and we'll have that all-important 5-day forecast with some more temperatures that are more typical of November. Back to you, Jada.
Thanks, Taylor. There is still more to come on the Griffin News. Music is just a hobby for this student, but his songs are gaining popularity throughout campus.
Students, faculty, and members of the Chestnut Hill College community gathered to celebrate a Mexican holiday.
And with a health update, male birth control is not available yet. The delay is causing quite a controversy.
One student is spreading his music throughout the college campus. He calls himself an underground college rapper, but his classmates know this artist as Richard Miller. His audience calls him High Life. It started out as a hobby in high school. His first song was in honor of his late best friend, someone who continues to motivate him to this day.
He had passed away later that year, and I wrote a song about that, to help me get through that. And a lot of things in my life changed after that. He was such a strong supporter of it. It's something that really started my earlier career.
Miller records everything at school. His first mixtape, titled Thoughts from 316, the number of his old dorm room. He hopes his fans walk away with a relatable message.
I want it to be truthful. I want it to be about me, and I want it to reflect things that people can relate to.
The Global Education Office hosted a celebration for a Mexican holiday Monday. The holiday, known as Dia de los Muertos, translates to the Day of the Dead. Instead of mourning death, this holiday celebrates it. A CHC student from Mexico taught everyone about the Mexican tradition and even shared some tasty food. She says it's important to understand different cultures.
If it's 1 or 2 days after Halloween, it's a different kind of ritual, and it's interesting to understand the death from another point of view.
Students that got involved walked away with a new knowledge of the holiday.
I had coloring sugar skulls and whatnot, so it was a really fun experience.
The Global Education Office says more cultural events are planned for the future. Now it's time for a health update. Standing by with us is Griffin News health correspondent Kira Eaton. Kira.
Thanks, Chris. A report published last week says researchers are close to creating male birth control. The problem is the study was ended early and is drawing criticism. The study began in 2008. 320 men in 7 countries were injected with testosterone and progestin every 8 weeks. Progestin is a hormone used in female birth control. The goal was to stop men from producing sperm, but side effects like pain, mood disorders, and depression caused problems. Researchers ended the study. Many critics say women are forced to accept these types of side effects, and this represents a double standard. A new study suggests people who worry about illness might be causing more harm than good. Findings published in the British medical journal Open suggested people with health anxiety could increase their chances of developing heart disease. The study consisted of more than 7,000 people tested over a 12-year period. It found that participants with health anxiety were 70% more likely to develop heart disease. Health officials say anxiety and stress can cause unhealthy habits, which can lead to heart disease. And how about this study? Findings suggest accepting more friend requests could make you live longer. Scientists say Facebook users who accepted more friend requests are less likely to die compared to users who do not. The study was published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Researchers contacted 12 million Facebook users and studied their account activity for 2 years. Users who accepted more friend requests were 34% less likely to die. The study could shed some light on the relationship between humans' social networks and their health. For your health update, I'm Kira Eaton. Back to you on the desk.
Thanks, Kira. And still ahead on the Griffin News, students are working together to help support the fight against pediatric cancer. I sit down with 2 members, find out how these hats are helping children as they battle cancer.
And I have a close look at the 5-day forecast coming up right after this break.
A group of students are helping improve the lives of children battling cancer. They call themselves the Love Your Melon Campus Crew. I had the chance to sit down with 2 members and discuss what Love Your Melon is and how they are helping pediatric cancer patients worldwide. I'm here with Erica McLaughlin and Rachel Perry, both part of the Love Your Melon Chestnut Hill crew. So tell me about Love Your Melon.
It's an apparel brand dedicated to raise money for pediatric patients, and our goal is to give every child a hat with cancer.
Do they do donations or?
You just raise money based on your fundraisers, and then every product you buy is actually 50% of the proceeds go to them.
The brand has all kinds of things from beanies to baseball caps to bucket hats to scarves to phone cases, mugs. They have so much, and it's unisex and they provide clothes for children as well.
What are your roles for this campus crew?
So I'm the public relations manager, and I take care of all the social media and promoting the brand as well as online and around campus.
And I'm the campus crew captain, so I'm in charge of the 20 girls here, and I just get them to sell and promote Chestnut Hill as much as possible.
What events are you guys doing or Love Your Melon is doing anytime soon?
Well, at the end of this month, on the Monday after Thanksgiving, Love Your Melon's going to have a huge release, the biggest one to date for Cyber Monday, and there will be releases throughout the entire day, and make sure you look out for the surprise releases as well.
Love Your Melon is on social media. Follow the campus crew on Twitter at CHCLYM Crew, on Instagram at LYM_Chestnut Hill, and on Facebook at Chestnut Hill Love Your Melon Campus Crew.
We send it over to Taylor Starner. Taylor, how does it look?
Thanks, Chris. Looking live at the Griffin News Skycam, you can see it's a fairly cloudy day, but it is dry out there. But hey, not too many complaints for the month of November. It was a warm one today with a high of 72 degrees. Moving on to the Doppler radar, there are a few showers to the west of us, but most of those showers should dissipate before they even reach Philadelphia. However, there could be a shower to the north and west of the city. For tonight, expect skies to clear late, but it'll be a chilly 47 degrees. It'll be partly cloudy throughout the evening hours, though, and there will be a small wind gust of about 5 miles per hour. Futurecast shows dry weather through tonight and evening into the day on Friday as the sun returns. It'll be chilly, though, as we'll only see temperatures in about the mid to upper 50s to end your work week. So don't forget the jacket tomorrow morning. You will need it. And now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. It's going to be a fairly sunny week. Saturday, bright and sunny with a high of 58, low of 42. Sunday, it's going to be mostly sunny, another high of 58 and a low of 36. The start of the work week is sunny again, another high of 58, low of 38. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 64 and a low of 45. And hump day is going to be partly cloudy, a high of 61 and a low of 38. A nice 5-day forecast with sunny conditions. Temperatures will stay in the upper 50s and eventually they'll reach the 60s. That's your weather update. For the Griffin News, I'm Taylor Starner. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Taylor. It looks like a nice week coming up. Also coming up on the Griffin News, a plan for a new baseball field for CHC athletes is canceled.
And the NCAA picks Chestnut Hill for a retreat program. Representatives are on campus today.
And I have a recap on yesterday's exciting women's volleyball game versus rival Wilmington University. Stay with us after this.
The plan for a new baseball field fell through Monday. Chestnut Hill College and Plymouth Whitemarsh High School originally agreed to construct a new field together, but the Colonial School District announced there is no longer discussions between the two schools. The announcement comes after CHC withdrew from the original agreement. The synthetic turf baseball field was estimated to cost $4.1 million. Chestnut Hill will continue to use Victory Field's number 1 for athletics.
And new today, the Philadelphia Eagles released wide receiver Josh Huff. Eagles general manager Howie Roseman announced the team's decision earlier this afternoon. The move comes just days after Huff was arrested on gun and drug charges. Roseman says the organization reviewed all of the details of the arrest and felt this was the right decision.
For us, we just felt, based on the circumstances and the facts involved, that it was the right thing to do for our football team. It's disappointing that we have to stand up here and do this, but we're trying to build something, and we're trying to build something that lasts, and some of that means that we're going to have to make some hard decisions, and all we can do is do what we think is right for the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Eagles are moving forward and preparing the matchup with the New York Giants this weekend. Standing by with more sports news is Griffin News sports anchor Christian Hernandez. Christian, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Jada. The Eagles will have to move on quick, but back here at Chestnut Hill, very exciting news. Chestnut Hill College is one of 10 schools selected by the NCAA to represent Division II athletics. With more, we send it over to Griffin News sports reporter Matthew Owens. Matt?
That's right, Christian. The NCAA representatives selected Chestnut Hill College to host a campus retreat program, and it all started here right in the Piazza. The retreat kicked off with a tailgate called Make It Yours. The event highlighted the importance of personal athletic experience. Players and coaches also had the opportunity to reflect on what it means to play a part in Division II athletics.
It's great. It's great to get some free grub from the Division II and have a good time with some friends.
The NCAA treated everyone with food and free giveaways. Griffins waited to cheer on the women's volleyball team as they took on their rival Wilmington University. Who will win the game? The community had a pretty common response.
I believe if they work hard, they're going to win.
Definitely a win. No question about it.
Griffins made some noise as the two teams battled it out. But at the end of the night, everyone left with a better understanding of the importance of athletics at the college level.
Play a sport and also be in school. Sometimes it's hard, but it's good to be a part of a family and a different community. Good being a Division II athlete. I mean, everyone goes to the game. Everyone's so supportive. It's just a fun atmosphere.
The retreat wraps up with a discussion in Sorgenti Arena at 7:30 tonight. But as far as the game concerns, back to you, Christian, with a full recap. Reporting for the Griffin News, I'm Matthew Owens.
Thanks, Matt. Women's volleyball had an exciting contest against division rival Wilmington University on Wednesday night. Late in the first, Casey Callahan with a soft touch between two Wildcats. Griffins dropped the set 25-20. Second frame, Madison McBride spikes near the boundary. CHC takes the lead and the set 25-22. Dab our way over to the third. Riley Bixby and Emily Kaler. Welcome to my block party. The play helps CHC take the set 25-16. Sam Galfan takes over in the fourth. Down the stretch off the defender. Galfan's 6 points clinches the game with a 30-28 win. Head coach Kim Kolesnik had positive words after the game. Peyton Reno showed some grit after sustaining an injury in the first set, and Galfan finished with 9 points in the contest. Here's what they had to say about the win.
In the third set, we had a much more commanding lead halfway through, which was really good.
I always just tell them to relax and slide out and get a pass, play how we play and focus on the positives, not the negative.
We just had huge team effort today. We helped each other on touches, even if the ball wasn't in our zone, and that helped us a ton.
Sprint football concludes the 2016 season this Saturday against Mansfield University on Military Appreciation Day. Here's what head coach Mike Pearson had to say about that matchup.
Continue to be as physical and as fast-paced as we can on defense with a different style of offense that comes in here on Saturday.
One former service member that will be in attendance is sophomore running back and linebacker Jonathan Baldwin. He comes off at a very impressive game on the road against Franklin Pierce with a league-high 16 tackles.
John Baldwin is a rock of this program, and he did all that while playing both ways as a throwback player in 2016. So I fully expect John to play strong this week and to finish his season on a high note, but he's a great guy to be around.
It should be a fun one. Head out to Plymouth Whitemarsh Stadium to support your Griffins on the gridiron. Kickoff is at 12 p.m. A professional championship drought finally ended in Cleveland, Ohio last night in Game 7 of the World Series, but which one was it? First batter Dexter Fowler, first ever leadoff homer in Game 7. The Cubbies with a quick lead. Anthony Rizzo is very, very emotional, but none other is better to go to than team grandpa David Ross.
Talk to me. I can't control myself right now. I'm trying my best.
It's understandably so, buddy.
I'm emotional.
I hear you.
I'm an emotional wreck.
It's only going to get worse. Just continue to breathe. That's all you can do, buddy.
The advice worked. Rizzo off Andrew Miller. Bryant scores. He's jacked up. John Lester in relief. Pitch squirts away from Ross, and 2 runs would score. Now 5-3. Bottom 8, Rajay Davis. Look at the wrist. The homer sends the game to extras. Ben Zobrist after the Ranger that one's down the line. Cubbies take a 7-6 lead. 10th inning, we ground out a Bryant, and 108 years of heartache or a race. Cubs would win 8-7. Zobrist is your World Series MVP with that clutch RBI double. David Ross becomes the oldest man to hit a home run in Game 7 of the World Series at age 39. As for Cubs fans, pop one open. It's time to party like it's 1908. The Philadelphia Flyers took to the ice against the Detroit Red Wings on Wednesday night at the Wells Fargo Center. Dylan Larkin deflects a shot off Jakub Voracek, 1-0 Red Wings. Flies in transition. Braden Shen at the tape of Chris Vandevelde. It's Sugar Sweet Deke, 2-1 Wings. Great Philly forecheck, juicy rebound, and it goes in. Robin Lubimav's first NHL goal. Closing time of the third, crowd would gather. Mark Street sends that baby to overtime. Flyers on the counter, perfect setup pass by Claude Giroux, and it's time to go home. Voracek is the hero. Flyers win 4-3. Lubimov nets his first NHL goal after a 6-year career in Russia's Continental Hockey League. Giroux would tally his 11th assist in 11 games. That's all for sports. For the Griffin News, I'm Chris Hernandez. We'll send it back over to Jada and Chris at the desk.
Thanks, Christian. Check us out on social media for more news, bloopers, and other alerts.
Like us on Facebook at CHC Television and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CHC_TV.
For Jada Zabala, Kira Eden, Taylor Starner, Christian Hernandez, Jordy Clark, Kyrie Moses, and the entire Griffin News team, I'm Christopher Civil. Enjoy your weekend, Chestnut Hill.